Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week, where we'll be talking about the result at home against Hearts after international break. One we were all looking forward to, top of the table clash, finished a draw, of course. We'll give our thoughts, opinions, and our player sort of ratings. We'll go through the squad, see how we feel about that one, and then we'll look at the next two games, which after that Hearts result are now massive to get a bounce back against Brøndby. Must-win game again to try and save our European hopes this year. And then St Mirren away on Sunday, which is going to be a real tough game as well. So we'll talk about they too. But first, as always, if you could like, subscribe to the YouTube channel and share around for us, it'd be much appreciated. So we'll go into Hearts then. First game back after the international break. It was just good to get Rangers back again. Of course, it was a really tough international break this time. But it didn't all go to plan. The first 45 minutes of that game was perfect. I thought, right, this is the stuff I want to see. This is the stuff we're used to seeing. And it all sort of fell apart again. And I just need to emphasise the point I made about a month ago, is we can only play well for one half of a game. And I don't know why. I don't know why as soon as, say Lundstrom doesn't score that goal in the first half, do we come out the second half as the same team in the first, or do we just fall apart and get beat? I don't know anymore. Because the Lundstrom goal seems to have been right, scored at a nice time in the game, came out and we sort of half-arsed the second half to try and win. Fair enough, there was chances there, but it just wasn't as good as the first half. I thought the first half, right, this is what we're used to seeing under Gerrard, and it didn't take place in the second half. What was your thoughts?
Same as you, mate. Honestly, first half was really good football. Personally, I knew Hearts were going to be looking for a draw. Personally, I thought that, and I knew they were going to be the kind of team that were going to make fouls, going to try and maybe rally one of the two of the players up, Morelos, etc. Maybe get a red card there. But I thought the refereeing was shambolic for the first minute to the last. Personally,
I think that for both teams as well. Actually, I don't think the refereeing was great.
No, it wasn't great at all, man. As we'll get into it probably with some of the incidents that were off the park as well. No, first half I thought was positive. I thought Lundstrom was probably the best player first half for me anyway. Sensational goal. Hadji as well. I thought Hadji was decent first half as well. But as you're saying, it looks like we're only a one-half team, which is quite a scary thing.
It's a scary thing. It's just because of the position you're in against Hearts. It's it's a top of the table game. You need to get 3 points, and you're a distance ahead of them. You need to win the game, and to come out like that and play in the second half for me is just despicable. The story of our season is that the whole incident for the Hearts coming back into the game, us missing chances, and then we end up biting for it. Same thing happened at Motherwell as well. Just 2 points dropped at the end of the day.
Exactly, no, 100%, mate. But as I was about to say there, it's obviously we're going to get onto the players as well. But I think Gerrard and the management deserve a bit of criticism here because, as you said to me after the game, he had Thursday in mind. As soon as we scored that goal, Thursday was in the mind, bringing off Hadji, who for me looked like he was having a sensational performance. Looked like he was going to do something special, and he brings him off. And obviously, the new lad that we brought up for Huddersfield getting some criticism straight away, shouldn't be playing in the shirt again. I just want to stop that talk because honestly, the guy looks like a top player. That's him without even a full pre-season. I think some fans need to remember the way it was with John Lundstrom at the start. As I say, mate, all the time, give the player a full season before you judge them. Unless it's Jack Simpson.
And that's fair enough, aye. But we'll go through the team. We'll start with Al McGregor, obviously big for the equaliser. All the sort of headlines will be on him for the mistake he made, but taking away from what McGregor did, obviously at the corner, the chances just threw him under the bus. I feel like we had so many clear-cut chances to go and beat Hearts about 3-4-0, get our biggest win of the season in a way, and we fluffed it in front of the goal, and it led McGregor to then obviously do that, and he takes a fall for it at the end of the day. And even hearing Gerrard after the game, he didn't want to have Al McGregor take a fall for it because he made a couple of really, really good saves for us. One, Barry Mackay, he gets through. He gets through and it was a great save. I thought he's one-on-one with Al McGregor.
By the way, can we just
slow it in? But
can we just talk about Barry Mackay and the fact that he didn't look like Barry Mackay? I know people change up, glow up and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, I had to look twice. I thought, that's Barry Mackay with the blonde hair and the hairband? Where's the yes?
Yeah, I know. I thought that myself. But again, the save that McGregor made for him was a good one. I thought as soon as I was watching the stadium, I was like, they're going to go score here, but bailed us out. I think there was another few for McGregor. I can't think of him off the top of my head, but he kept us in the game in the second half, because I feel that Hearts were getting right back into the game. Second half, he was there, made a good few vital saves. And there was one, I think it was Liam Boyce actually. I'm thinking he spilt it a wee bit as well after it, but I think it was Boyce. But the goal, obviously, you have to look at it like he should be doing better for it. And it's,
absolutely, but
what's your thoughts on it?
Oh, I'm going to get into it, son. Honestly, I know McGregor should do 100 times. He should do so much better with that than he does. But I'm looking at Tav. I'm looking at Tav and I'm looking at Balogun. If I'm not mistaken, I know Tav's got somebody in front of him, but Balogun maybe should be shouting to him and saying, "There's somebody behind you there." Just the positioning Tav's got there, he could maybe come face on. You know what I mean? Somebody at the post at least. Clear it, you know what I mean? Take it to in him on, but McGregor 100% should do better for it. But we can't just look at that incident, as you say. We had so many chances to kill the game. We're going to get onto them, of course, but obviously the one that sticks out the most is that sitter for Alfredo. Honestly, I can't believe he missed that. Honestly, I'd have scored that, Jack. I've scored some Yelters in my time, but
still fresh in the head, that one. It's no left since Saturday after that game finished. That one's that's a hard one to take. That. But McGregor, he done all right. Obviously, keeping us in the game. Just unfortunate for the goal. Tavernier, the other one, the right hand side. I feel like he should be doing a lot better. He is the one that has lost the man, Halkett, and even why is he marking a centre half anyway? Like he loses Halkett, and it's just at the back post again. Like it's similar to that one Sparta Prague. Like we had nobody on the post for some reason. We conceded for a corner. Like it just seems stupid. And it's a stupid goal to lose.
Previous times Davo's been on the post, the smallest man probably in the park, been on the post, and he's cleared it away half of the time. So I don't know, man. I honestly, I thought Tavernier had a really bad game, especially second half. Players are looking for him to make that overlapping run that he does, and he's no interested. He just wants to pass it back and see it out for the 1-0. As I'm saying, Patterson's chopping at the bit, man.
Because now we know what we've got in Patterson now, and you're obviously going to compare the right back that's starting ahead of him to Patterson, vice versa. And I'm not seeing anything for Tavernier that suggests he should be in the team other than he's a captain. That's it. Like, he probably, when we go into Brøndby, I have him starting again, because I just know what Gerrard's like. He won't trust Patterson, a European crunch sort of tie. But Patterson should be starting all day over him, you know, like 10 times the player he is at the moment. Like, you look at how good he was last year, Tavernier, he led by example. Like, anywhere we went, he was chipping in with goals, assists, but whatever you say, one goal this season. It was like obviously a great goal to win as a game, but apart from that, he's been shocking all season. We spoke about it in last week's episode when we rated all the players so far. Still not seen anything for him that's improved over that game in the weekend anyway.
Nah, not whatsoever, as I say, mate. Players were looking to link up with him second half for him to make those runs. He wasn't interested. Honestly, as I say, he looked like he was playing for the 1-0. And as you're saying, the reason he's playing is because he's the captain. We know Gerrard. We know what he's probably going to do. As you said to me after the game, he's not going to drop Tav and Barisic. He's going to drop one of them and bring in either Patterson or Bassey. So for me, as I say, mate, it's 100% Patterson's going to be playing all day. You can't not play the boy.
No, I know. He's doing it on international duty and everything, like starting for Scotland. He's getting all these headlines and all that. We just can't seem to.
2 minutes, by the way.
I hope he does get a game throughout these two, but
as I say, 5 minutes of coming on and he assists for Scotland straight away. So let's just pipe down. I know people were on about with the whole Stephen Aduck. Just pipe down for a minute, son. Touch of class there for Patterson. No, honestly.
I know. Moving on to the centre back pairing then. Goldson again for me was good. I don't think anything was really his fault. He always gives you your best. He's your best defender at the end of the day. Like, he always gives you a good solid performance, I feel. I thought he was good. Balogun next to him, though, I thought Balogun had a bit of a nightmare. To be honest, he couldn't deal with Barry Mackay or Ben Woodburn, whoever came on after him.
Couldn't deal with that,
Boyce as well. Like, just the front three Hearts have is dangerous. Like Mackay and Woodburn cutting in, and then they've got the option to bring in, what is it, Janulé, big striker and all. He was winning balls up in there. He was getting a bit of service into him, but Boyce, I felt he ran Balogun about like fuck. The other day, I thought Balogun had a nightmare.
No, he had a woeful game, as I said, but going up for the 50-50s with a header, he was all over him for me, honestly. And Balogun was falling into the trap with him. He was trying to lean on him and make him foul him, where Connor Goldson was a bit more aware there. And for me personally, I honestly think Goldson should really be the captain. Let's be honest. He signs a new deal. For me, he's the captain. He's vocal on apart for the full 90. He's leading.
That's the guy I looked and I'm like, he's the captain of this team.
It's the guy that when he's missing in the defence, like we all go, well, who's there? And then when he's not having the best game, you think, oh, he needs to be dropped. But you see why Gerrard can't drop him, man. He is really probably for me the real leader. One of the real leaders in the side anyway. But definitely the two, Connor had a better game. I just thought Balogun wasn't at it. And maybe that was, I don't want to use the whole international excuse, but you think about the journey they've got to make over. Did they know get a wee bit of a knock in the international as well? Got to take those kind of things into consideration. But Liam Boyce was all over him for a full game for me.
Expecting a lot better for they two, because obviously they're going to be the centre half partnership for the foreseeable now, as it has been. So it's going to be they two again Thursday, regardless. So hopefully a better performance for Balogun anyway, more solid. We know he's been like this season. I thought he's been really good this season, but just bit shaky. Barisic on the left hand side, I feel similar to Tavernier, didn't offer as much, and then it just. The whole position of the park that he takes up was the positions that Hearts were exploiting. They were getting right into the left-hand side, and Barisic was either committing, making stupid challenges. He tried to get forward, but he's not got any pace for some reason. Like, he just can't beat a man. And to me, that's still concerning this late in the season, as we spoke about after the game. Like, how can you not be fit? And it's like November nearly. Like, I mean,
no. The one thing I would say about ET is. He did play a nice ball second half, rolled in, almost created another chance. It was one of them where it just went through all the way. But I honestly don't know what it is with that guy. It might be a mental issue, who knows? But his play, anyway, for me, it was shambolic and all, man. He keeps doing it. He'll run into the box instead of watching the man, and the man's got all the space in the world to just whip the ball in if it gets played out to him. As you said, his side was... I'm a bit concerned with him. I don't think he was probably... We've seen the rumours he was potentially away, but... I don't know what it is. It might be a mental issue with Barisic. I honestly, I couldn't tell you, but he
just looks like a shadow of the player he was. Like he does.
Even watching him, we're trying to go in the counter with Lundstrom in that, and I think Lundstrom plays the ball, and he's trying to sprint, man, and it's not the same. It's honestly, it's like watching your uncle try to race your dad. You know what I mean?
No, he's had a few good performances this season, but you're wanting so much more from him. Obviously, he assisted the goal, the winner against Hibs a few weeks ago, but you're looking for him to kick on for that, and it's just, he didn't have the best game either.
It comes back to what I say, mate. See, watching my boy Calvin Bassey and Nathan Patterson both warming up, two of them just playing those nice long balls with each other, I thought, my God, you two are the first choice and you're on the bench, man. I can't believe that. The only reason, as I say, honestly, I really do think there's got to be something, man, with Barisic. I think it might be a mental issue. Who knows? Obviously, I don't know what it will be, man, but he's just not been good enough. Same with Tav. I honestly can't tell you what's up with that guy. You know what I mean? People are, what is it? I don't want to use the whole, it's Twitch, but I don't think it. You know what I mean?
No, the two, Tavernier should be looking at the competition for Patterson and want to play his best football, and he's playing the worst he possibly can for me at the moment.
As we said, the only thing he's done this season is that sensational goal away at St Johnstone. That's about it. But as we're saying, man, Patterson has got to be playing. I don't know how this guy isn't playing, man. It's just...
Be a big statement for Gerrard to go and start Patterson on Thursday, because you know what he's like. He always starts what he knows in Europe. It'd be a big statement for him to start Patterson or Bassey in Europe, because I feel like Brøndby, this is the game that we need to win, home and away. So Gerrard will be looking at that as well.
And that's another thing. That's what I was going to say there. See the throw-ins. See with Barisic. I've had enough of it. Stop taking half an hour. Just throw the ball straight away. Lundstrom is right in front of him, and he's going all the way to Morelos. What are you doing? Just play it short and simple.
Simple,
He takes half an hour with the throw-ins, man. It does my head in, honestly.
When you're trying to break up the pitch fast.
Exactly. Especially when you're trying to build that momentum, you're trying to get a couple of goals here. Now I'm going to take half a day.
But the defence were poor. In general, I thought in the second half, Hearts didn't really offer much in the first, but throughout the second half it was clear, and then the goal as well. Like, you can't just brush over that. It was poor. Lundstrom then in the deep line midfield role was unbelievable again, outstanding, the best player for at least the past month in our team, like without a shadow of a doubt. What a fucking strike and all, like unbelievable goal. He's just running it, to be honest, in the middle of the park. He again sort of dropped off in the second half a wee bit, but he's always asking for the ball. He's always trying to make stuff happen, even for the deep line role. And I just love everything about him now. Like, just that's what we need more than in his interview as well. Sort of epitomised how we all feel when he's got the right mentality to succeed at the club. So, Lundstrom is phenomenal.
Oh, sensational, mate. Echo everything you said there. Honestly, you can see it in his eyes when, as I say, when Barris is trying to throw the ball. He's hungry. He wants the ball. He wants to do something. I think he now realises the pressure that's at the club, especially a club like this when you've got to win every game. There's no excuse. But no, he was sensational, as you say. What a strike. Honestly, what a goal. And that's what I'm saying. There's too many chances, as we were talking about, where we're just playing about with it, trying to play it into the box. Just have a dig. And the big man did it, honestly.
No.
It's similar to his goal with the Fairland, is it no? That was sort of kind of similar, was it no? It was just another...
Bassey sort of cut it back for him. And he got a good strike on it off the bar, I think. But again, just when it came out to him, I was anticipating it. He took the strike, which, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people in the midfield would have took that strike.
Nah.
But he took it on. Phenomenal goal. Leaves Craig Gordon helpless.
By the way,
took his one
and
up.
at that point, Craig Gordon, had been making a lot of good saves.
Because I remember the one for Balogun for the header, and you're scrambling on the line, and you're like, how's that not went in? But Craig Gordon, he's a great keeper.
Top keeper, man.
A lot of good saves for him as well there at the weekend. But Lundstrom was phenomenal. I think everybody really agrees about that. He was great. Next one then, Kamara in the midfield. I felt like he was all right. He was found himself out in the left-hand side, more on an attacking role at times in the second half, which I felt was a bit weird. I thought in the first half, he was really good. Just creating space. For me, still far too good for this team. He should be playing in the English Premier League for me. He's that good of a player. Shows his qualities time and time again. But I thought he was. You know what you're getting for Kamara. That's it. I thought he was all right in the first half. You think?
No, he was pretty decent, mate. As I said, he wasn't. As I said to you after the game, mate. See that first half, especially after an international break, that was top. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect that after an international break, but. No, as I say, mate, I thought he was pretty decent. I don't think he didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't do anything special for me. As I say, Lundstrom was more of the standout in the middle of the park, Joe as well, and Giannis, but he was decent, mate.
I thought he was decent as well. Sadly, obviously, having missed Thursday with a red card, but we'll talk about it when we go on. Aribo then in the middle of the park, I felt Aribo was good. I felt like the link up between him and Kamara, Haji, such was really good in the middle of the park. Especially in the first half, they were making stuff happen at that end of the park. It was really fluent in the way we were playing. And Aribo, I just felt like that sub killed the game, to be honest. I think he was over the top. I think it was the one with Morelos, actually, the chance where he was over the top and he cut it back to him, and then the sub happened and he took off, and I'm like, why take Aribo off? He's dangerous in that out there. He's making stuff happen. I just thought it was a weird substitution, but I thought Aribo played well.
I thought it was fantastic. Same as you, mate. See, as soon as he took Joe and Giannis off, I just thought that's a mistake. I couldn't believe that he took the two of them off. At least leave one of them on. But no, I thought Joe was one of the top performers, as you can say, for a draw. I mean, wasn't he the best? But as you say, that's the management for me. I don't like that. I don't like when he does that. I think the sub to make the then and there was Morelos. He had to bring Morelos and Tavo for me, bring Roof and Patterson on, but I'm not the manager, Jack, so but no, Joe was fantastic for me anyway.
I thought Joe, continuing what we spoke about last week, probably one of our best players so far this season, continuing that, but I thought it was good as well. Haji, another similar performance to Aribo for me. I thought, if you've seen the photo of him after Lundstrom scored, for me that just says everything you need to know about Haji, to be honest. He's just a warrior, man. He just gets in about everything, try to make stuff happen. He's also got that flair behind him. He sort of creates the goal in a way, but he tries to get the ball into the box. It ricochets off, comes to Lundstrom. But I thought he was a threat when he was on the park all day. And again, similar to Aribo, I thought it was a weird one to take him off. But Haji's been phenomenal really this season as well. I thought he's been good.
Probably one of the only ones that's been consistent for me for last season to this season. You're on about Kamara being a Premier League player back in the day, Jack. When me and you were wee lads, Giannis would have been at Real Madrid or Barcelona. I'm telling you, might do one day, but
Big
no, honestly,
statement.
no, I'm telling you, mate. I'm looking at players like Alfredo. I love him dearly, but he couldn't be asked to make a run. Giannis is running. Giannis is going for it. He's going for everything, and that's what I love about the boy, man. As you said, is when he's having a good game, you can see it, and when he's no, do you know what I mean? He doesn't hide away from it. He still tries to make things happen. But I just honestly, I thought one of the only positive players, him and Jose said, it was weird. Why would you make those substitutions? As I say, for me anyway, the league's more important than any European football. But I just thought all day, mate, he was fantastic. As I say, he was looking to do stuff. He was looking to make things happen as he usually does. And you say the passion after that just shows, man. This guy ain't going nowhere. He loves the club.
Yeah, he's one of the first names in the team sheet at the moment, Hadji, to be honest. We've said everything about him, who else? Wright, Scott Wright, actually, he started the game. Scott Wright, he tries, but it just seems like he's not got that quality. But I don't know, everything he seems to do ends up in him getting making a foul or something like that. I felt he had one good chance in the first half, forced a good save for Craig Gordon, but apart from that, he doesn't really offer you much else. He gets you up the park a bit, but he doesn't really do anything with the ball. And I hope he doesn't go down the same sort of road as Jordan Jones, Brandon Barker, where we're getting this guy in, he's playing games, but the quality just never shows through. A lot of pressure on him being Kent's sort of understudy as well. If Kent's there, he's a starter, and then if you need to change up, you play Wright. But I just feel like Kent's so much better than Scott Wright. It's not even close. And then at the game at the weekend there, I thought, he could have done a lot better. Scott Wright, he was right to probably get subbed off.
Probably right to get subbed off. I can't believe you said that. Wouldn't he?
The job. I don't think he's in there at all, but he could be if he keeps going the way he's going.
If he keeps. No, I suppose you'll maybe right there, mate. But who knows? No, listen, I think there's a lot of maybe pressure there as well. Obviously Ryan Kent's injured, but honestly, I think Fashion needs to be playing out in the left, man. Honestly, use Fashion.
It's just I would love to see him out in the wing. He's different option. He's pacey, he's direct, but the management see him as a striker, I think.
Well, I don't know why, but you think him out in the left, Kemar in the middle, and Giannis out in the right.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that, but I just think he's a striker in the management's eyes. And
the best way me and you and everyone listening can see that is by playing FIFA and doing it yourself and actually making the right substitutions at the right moment.
Nah, I know, but Scott Wright. Hope he doesn't fall into that category, but
well, listen, I've got nothing negative or nothing bad. He just don't think he was that
didn't affect the game enough for me. To be starting it.
Didn't do as much as I haven't seen him play really personally as well as he did the open game. I think the first game of the season he was up for it. He wanted to go, and as I say, what a yelled to a goal he got. But I'd like to see Fashion out there more often, to be honest with you.
Something different, and it freshens it up in that side instead of having right there when Kent's not available. But expecting a lot more from Wright if he starts on Thursday.
I know. Obviously, in the podcast we go on about it all the time about how inconsistent Kent can be and things like that. But honestly, massive player, as we say all the time, massive player. And if he was there just the other day, who knows, mate? Who knows what he would have done? But I'll admit we are missing him. I want to say personally.
And then the main man that's been on the headlines, he's got dogs abuse. Alfredo Morelos started the game, missed about 5 or 6 clear-cut chances to score goals. None of them went in, and he seems to have this spell every season for some reason. Starts off the season all right, gets a couple of goals, and then he just fades away for 4 or 5 games, comes back, scores all the time at the winter break up until then. He just has weird stages of form. And me and you, obviously, massive fans of Morelos. I don't know a Rangers fan who isn't a massive fan of Morelos, but he deserves criticism for that performance there at the weekend. Massive missed chances. He probably did lose as a game, to be honest. No, but he lost the 2 points. So
say what you feel, mate. Say what you feel, honestly.
Lost his 2 points there. And I just... a different player to what he was, 2019 sort of season, Gerrard's second season. I mean, you could rely on him to bang in a goal anytime. He just doesn't seem to have any cutting edge about him, any confidence. doesn't take a man on anymore. Like, he finds himself in the right position, but can he sort of sell out to get the shot on target? It's concerning, to be honest, the way he is, because Gerrard's always going to pick him. And you've got Kemar Roofe sitting on the bench here, who's a top forward and probably should be leading the line at times. And Morelos in that type of form, I mean, it's despicable. It's shocking performance it was.
Right, and I'm just saying, you've said all that. Watch this. Watch on Thursday. He's gonna score. But no, listen, I adore him, but that was a shocking performance. The only time I seen him really look to do anything or be up for the game was when I seen Kemar Roofe was coming on, and he thought, "Hang on a minute here, I might be coming off." The sitters, man, constant. I couldn't believe he missed that. Honestly, John Cena would have scored that, and he's invisible. Come on, seriously. No, he should have had 3 or 4 for me personally. The chances he was getting, I'm thinking myself.
How's not one of them away? Look.
Exactly. And you're 1 off the 100. Come on, that if you're wanting 1 goal to be off the 100, it's that tapping. I couldn't believe he missed that, man. Honestly,
just see the way it happened. It was just too perfect for him to score. Like, on the way he is, like, set up perfectly. You're just like, he's no way he's going to fucking score that. That's what I was thinking in my head.
If you see Kemar Roofe's reaction after he missed that and all, man, like, he must have thought, somebody go and get me a twin, one of the mad machines that they're using to make corn sheep and all that. I'll tap it in myself, because honestly, that was, I couldn't believe it. How'd you miss that? Seriously?
It was
for missing that, honestly. See for missing that goal. He has to give his wage to charity for a full week or something. I'm sorry. Rangers charity, you pick what dog loving charity, something. You do something nice with your wage. Personally, honestly, that is a sitter, man. How'd you miss that?
I know, and that gives his breathing room at the time. 2-0 up. The game, as Gerrard has said in his
interview,
it's done. Like, the game is finished. And I just never happened. And I'm hoping he gets his shooting boots on for Thursday.
I'm hoping he gets his shooting boots on for Thursday and all, my man. But I think something else has to be talking about is the decision making for the referee. There was one in the first half, I think, with Giannis, where it was off the sort of in the management's dugout, and then obviously the one at the end where Robbie Hingme get a wee red card there. His players should have got a red card and all, by the way. Full force slat him. Who was it?
It was Bacuna. I seen the situation today. I watched the highlights back. Like, Bacuna does raise his hands first, and then he retaliates. So Bacuna might find himself a wee bit lucky there.
Listen,
but I still even feel that at the time I only saw the Hearts player.
I only saw the Hearts player at the time. I've not watched the highlights back. So if that's the case, then all right, then both need to be sent off. But throughout the game, man, some of the fouls and things like that on the players. I know everyone's going on about the Joe Aribo one and things like that.
That is one actually I forgot about. I think he's really lucky actually not to come away with a red card.
He's lucky. Listen,
his foot's far too high.
Absolutely, as I say, listen, we're a Rangers podcast, but when there's a red card, there's a red card. I'm sorry. Always think about the Joey Gardner one. That was a yell to a red card. And the Jordan Jones one, but no, listen, that probably was a red card. But I think, who's our centre half? What's his name? Is it Sooner? But I can't remember. He should have been. I think he should have had at least a yellow. The boy in the first thing with Haji, he should have been sent off for me. I forgot his name. Number, was it 14 or something? I can't remember. A wee small guy. Forgot his name.
Can't even mind. It's either Cochrane or Devlin, I think. One of the two.
But I tell you what, I will give them credit. I do think Hearts, as I said when they were coming up when we did the predictions, I do think they're a really good side. And they played the way I would expect their away team to play when they come to Ibrox. Looking to make the fouls, looking to get the players aggressive, get the fans up and they all. But they do have some players in their team anyway. I'll give them that. Obviously, we know the quality of Barry Mackay. And who else have they got? Andy Halliday.
I think they've got a really good side, actually, Hearts.
No, they do have a good side.
If we'd have beat them, it would have been a really good result for us, the way Hearts have been this season.
Exactly, and as you're saying, if we'd beat them and took our chances 3 or 4, that's a massive statement, I feel.
Aye, you're absolutely right. It's a missed opportunity, but it was good to get the thoughts out there, and then get that out of your system. Hopefully onto Thursday now. That's the most important thing. Brøndby at home awaits in the Europa League, 3rd game, 2 losses so far. Brøndby have had 1 draw, so we're bottom of the group currently. If we win this game, obviously sends us up to 3rd, and then you'd need to obviously beat Brøndby in the return leg over there to go and get obviously 6 points, and then you really need to be beating Sparta Prague at home, and then you don't even need to worry about the Lyon sort of game. But we'll need to wait and see what happens, especially on Thursday, because we've not really played well in Europe at all this year so far. It's just not been there. And usually when you're not playing well domestically, like, you can always rely on Europe to be like better for us. We always seem to pull out of the bag. I expect us to pull out of the bag on Thursday, right enough. I expect to get a victory. Hopefully not by one goal again. Hopefully not sitting on that, but hopefully we go out and score a few goals, play some nice football, and there's hopefully a few changes in the team. What I'd like to see anyway. But Brøndby won yesterday 3-2. I think they're mid-table in their league, so
for 6 or something.
Quite mid-table in their league, so we should be going to Ibrox, especially with the intention to go and batter them. But the intention's not been there really all season to go and do that to any team. So as long as we win the game, I'm happy. But the team I've sort of went to pick before we go into your thoughts about it is, I think you should stick by McGregor. There's no reason to drop him. Apart, obviously, made the mistake, saved us, as we said. Tavernier is going to start. I can't believe I'm even thinking that, but Tavernier, I think, is going to start. It'd be, as we said, it'd be massive if Patterson started a European game and your captain was dropped, but I just can't see it at all. Same back to, obviously, Goldson, Balogun. I think Barisic is going to start again. I don't see any way that he risks any of the fullbacks, to be honest here. I mean, I'd love to see it because I feel like Bassey's going to put in a top performance if he's selected, but I can't see it. Gerrard, he's highlighted in his press conference and that after that game, it's such a massive must-win game. So I think he's just going to pick the strongest team he feels he's got available, which I don't agree with in the fullback positions, but I think that's where we'll go with. And then you've not really got any options in the middle of the park without Kamara. You've got Aribo, Lundstram and Davis. Sadly, like, the two of them together for me just doesn't work out. But we're going to need to make do unless we play Bacuna. But then Bacuna is a more attacking midfielder to what Glenn Kamara is. So you're not really getting a like for like there. If you bring in Davis, play him where Lundstram was, and put Lundstram more advanced, you're getting a wee bit a more balanced midfield. So I think you'll go with that. And then Hadji, Roof, Morelos, I think it's going to be. I think Morelos is going to get dropped for the fact, obviously, the European goal record, everyone on his back in Europe. But Gerrard, that's his man. He can rely on him to pull out of the bag in Europe. Just don't see there's any way he drops him. But I liked what you said, actually, with Roof, Sakala, Hadji. I think that's a very exciting front three if we ever got it underway. But we'll just need to wait and see with that one. But that's what I've went. Maybe what's your thoughts on the Brøndby game?
Listen, they better win it. I don't care. I don't want no excuses. You better win that game. Listen, if you want European football and it's all about the money, obviously we need the money for the museum or what have you. The prices that they are for the kits and all sorts, man. Ridiculous prices. But that team, I can see Morelos staying in. I do think Tav will probably play. I don't want Barisic, to be honest with you. Send him away, please. Send him away. He's honestly, I'm going to do it for the fans' point of view here, mate. All right.
You do what you would play. I think what Gerrard will do.
I agree with Al McGregor, but see, for me personally, I think John McLaughlin's been the best keeper. I watched Al McGregor when everyone was attacking. The boy looked miles away. He looked like he wasn't there. He looked like he should be in the house eating some cakes and maybe a cup of tea watching the game. But I think John McLaughlin, honestly, I'd play McLaughlin, but McGregor or McLaughlin, I couldn't care less. I'd play Patterson. I'd keep the same centre halves. I would play my boy. I'm going to do it, Calvin Bassey. I've got to. Midfield wise, I probably would just go with what you've said there. You can't, as I say,
no options in the middle of the park unless you're going to bring in Arfield, and he's not really been seen all season. So
this is what I'm on about. This is what annoys me. There should have been a top signing made in the middle of the park for me. How can you not splash the cash? You've just won the league. How far we've gone in Europe, that still annoys me.
No.
The front, I do probably agree with the front, but if I was going with it, I'd have probably went with Hadji, Roof and Sakala. Man, I know Alfie, but I'm sorry, listen, you're saying we rely on him in Europe, we do, and he pulls out the park, but see, when it comes to a tapping, I've no good confidence in him, man. Honestly,
it's so weird, isn't it?
Son, how you not tapping that ball in the net?
I feel that it'd be great to see sort of a refreshment like that in the team again, Patterson not starting, but
sorry to hang me there, mate, but I think they might have sent him to watch the women's game because maybe the women can show him how to score a tapping. I'm pretty sure they can. honestly, I think we've got some top players in the women's team that probably could show Alfredo how to strike the ball into a tap. And honestly, it's just, I'll never get over that. That's going to be a game, maybe, 5-10 years down the line, me and you'll be sitting there on an episode of the podcast and we'll just randomly, when you ask me at the end of it, any thoughts, and I'll go, here, by the way, how did Morelos score that tap-in against
It's
Hearts?
just been replaying in my head all that time. I'm like, how the fuck did that not go in? Like, but I need to try and get it out of my head, man, because I just said the game's over now. There's nothing we can do about it, but it's frustrating. And hopefully there's nothing similar to that if he starts on Thursday.
And then another thing I know, Gerard, seeing your interviews, I love you. I adore you, Gerard. This is just a criticism for me personally. Show me something, please. All right, we're going for an Oscar here. I need you to show me something. Show me that you're a little bit pissed off like Amma, that he didn't score that tap-in. I know players watch interviews now and all that, and they can, you know what I mean, they don't want to upset him and things like that. But I'm sorry, man, you've a fair play with the McGregor thing, because it isn't McGregor's fault, and he was right in saying what he said 100%, but show me the same passion you showed after Hibs, man, please, in the interviews sometimes. Don't give me the same old thing, mate. I know it's hard because they ask the same old questions. You should let some young, every other Saturday lads in there to ask him the tough hitting question. I wouldn't even ask him, mate. I just look at him and I'd there's the manager, he won the league.
Standing off.
But on a serious note, this is a must-win game, man. And if the players can't get up for a European night at Ibrox, I don't know what will get these lads going, man.
I know, and I hope it's the start again. We thought Hibs was going to be that sort of launch pad to kick us in, but I felt I saw that in the first 45. I just want to see it for a full game. I want to see us go into Europe and take a team and go and beat them. Because as we said, it's a must-win game. If we get beat, if we drop any points, I feel like our European campaign's over, to be honest with you. And that's a shame considering how good we've been in it for the past 3 odd years.
How much are they charging for the Conference League then?
Yeah, I just hope we don't finish third, to be honest.
I don't want any doing it.
It obviously brings in money to the club again with European competition, but I just feel it's not a competition any team really wants to be in.
If we drop into that, as I say to you all the time, we need to be winning that.
We'd be one of the top teams in it. That's maybe the positive. You can look at it. Like, we'd be one of the top teams in it. You'd be expecting us to go and have a good run at it, but Europa League's obviously the priority at the moment. We need to go and try and get through there. But I'm looking forward to the game on Thursday to hopefully get a reaction for that, because Lundstrom's interview, if I go back to it again, it epitomised sort of everything I thought, and hopefully the players thought as well. And I want that attitude to be took into this game. We need to just reset and go again, because hopefully go and win it. Brøndby again though, they will be dangerous. They're in the competition for a reason. They've got a draw away if we home at Sparta Prague as well, so we've seen what they could do to us. So I think they probably are the weakest team in the group. But
listen, on our day, you know, me, you, and everyone listening or watching knows we batter this lot, man. Honestly, on our day, and it's the same with the Lundstrom interview, exactly the way everyone was feeling after the game. But let's go again, Rangers. Let's go and get 3 points on the board here, man.
Let's go again, and we'll finish off with St Mirren then. After Thursday, obviously we'll wait and see what happens. But after Thursday, if we have no injuries or what, St Mirren. At St Mirren Park, tough place to go, has been for maybe past season. Jim Goodwin's got them playing good football, and again the fixture rolls around and they're unbeaten in 3. They're on good form now, St Mirren. They're just sort of behind us as well. I think they're 5th, maybe 6th. Or if they win this game, if they beat us anyway, they're right up there again. But another dangerous fixture away from home. St Mirren. Hopefully we can get the result. The team I've went through with this one, I think this is where Gerard will make the changes, to be honest. Like, Tavernier, I think, will start, but I'm not expecting Tavernier to have... Yeah?
We know what happened last time. Just stay away from making changes in the retro kits, all right?
Yeah,
don't want money.
I know. I think he'll go with McGregor's part. I think Patterson will come in. If he doesn't come in on Thursday, he'll play Sunday. Goldson, Balogun. I'd love to see Barisic, but I think he's going to go Barisic again. I think he's what he put his faith in, Barisic. I think he's what to start him, because I think he sees it as well. He's not playing his best game around a game, so hopefully he gets better. I think the midfield comes back to where it was: Lundstrom, Kamara, Aribo. And then the front 3, I've went with Hadji again. I've went with Roof. And out on the left-hand side, I've went with Bakuna. Because Bakuna is a guy, he needs a start again. And Gerrard sort of sees him out to be that left-hand sided sort of way Hadji is to cut in. and find spaces. So I feel like we could maybe see him, maybe even against Brøndby out in the left, because he's been coming on a lot. He came on like half an hour the other day, looked good, set up a few chances. So I think it's time for him again to get another start. I think over the course of these 2 games, I think he might. So that's what I've went with there.
No, listen, I could definitely see either Patterson or Calvin Bassey coming in, and definitely in the St Mirren game. As I say, difficult game yet again, and especially away from home. We always have flashbacks in our head for last season. Just stay away from the retro kits, man. Honestly, just stay away from it. But all seriousness, for me, it's a game we've got to be winning yet again, as I say.
Because you've got teams breathing down your neck. Like we're 1 point clear at the top, but Hearts, Hibs, Celtic get a win at the weekend now. They're all breathing down our necks. Dundee United as well. They're pumped Hibs the other day. It's just so unpredictable with how the table is at the moment. Like there's not one team you can really say. Maybe bar Hearts that have been outstanding all season. Like there's been lapses for everybody in that top 6. So St Mirren will want to go and try and exploit that. They've caused us so many problems before over there. So
obviously they'll have confidence in themselves, mate. They know they can beat us. Obviously, as I said for last season, but for me, it's just about, as I say, every game we get behind the team, we support them, we call them out when they make the mistakes, but we still back them no matter what. We back the gaffer no matter what. But really need to start performing now. I've had enough of this whole
start shit.
We're decent for one half, and then we forget how to play football the second half. We just rely
so
on a 1-0.
daft.
I've had enough of it, honestly. This ain't the NBA. What are we doing?
No. It's stupid. Hopefully we get the reactions we want over these 2 games. Obviously, St Mirren game's 6 days away when the time we're recording this, so we won't touch on that as much. We need to get Brøndby out of the way first. We could see Ryan Kent possibly on the bench for one of these 2 games as well if he's back in training and that this week. So we just need to wait and see what Gerrard says on Wednesday.
You said an interesting obviously point is before the game at the weekend there, that you think Gerrard might be just having the fans on a wee...
We've seen it before, like with Mark Warburton, if you remember. Jordan Rossiter was always 8 to 10 days away. We never really saw him in a Rangers shirt again. Months and months out, we've not actually heard what's up with Ryan Kent. We all assume it's a hamstring injury, but there's not really been any update apart from he's expected back in training next week. Like how is Ryan Kent getting on? Like what's the thoughts? And Ryan Jack, he's the one, the mysterious Ryan Jack. What's up with him? Like we've seen him with the boots on, the international break, training and all that. Like he's back on the pitch. Obviously, it's going to take a few weeks to get back up there, but Gerrard's never actually highlighted what happened to him, how he's getting on, how it's going to get any better. Like, because if he comes straight back into the team, gets injured again, he's fucked. Like, I think Ryan Jack has got one last chance, to be honest, to play through and without any injury, because we can't rely on a player like that. How good he is, everything he does for the club and that, like great player, but sometimes you just need to cut ties with players like that. And if he's never going to get fit, there's no point in keeping him in. So he's not played in nearly a year now coming up. Like if he's out for another couple of months, so we'll need to wait and see. But I just think Gerrard's not telling us the full story, to be honest, when he's in his press conferences. But with any injuries we've got, even Namdi Offerboard, we're still to see him make his Rangers debut, and we've got no indication on how that heart problem's progressing or what is actually happening with him. So it's concerning in terms of that. But Ryan Kent, definitely he could be back, probably on the bench for one of the 2 games this week.
Listen, it's needed. We need a player like that back in the side anyway. It's perfect what you said about Ryan Jack for me anyway. As I say, adore him, love him, but I'm sorry, man. It's so injury prone, and this is what I'm on about and all. It's weird when you think about players like Jack Simpson and Scott Arfield. They're not even getting a mention. They're not even getting hanged into the side, and that tells me everything I need to know about especially Jack Simpson. Tells me, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked.
That guy's, we've not even got a centre half on the bench. If, say, Balogun went off injured, we have to rely on Bassey playing centre half again, because Jack Simpson is not trusted enough by Gerrard to sit on the bench and be a second choice centre half. That says a lot to me. Jack Simpson, I think, is away in January, and we'll bring somebody else in.
And hopefully, Jack, fingers crossed, the big man is back in January.
It's not going to happen. Trust me, it's never going to happen.
I'm praying for it. Miracles happen every day, son. All right.
It'd be great, because we need a centre half to come in, and we know how good he is. But I think Gerrard's going to look elsewhere.
We need a warrior. We need a man who happily be covered in his own blood and score the winning goal in the 90th minute, even if it is a tap in and show off Fred Morelos. That's how you do it. Big Nico Katic can do it, sunshine. All right. No, I'd love for Katic to be back. But listen, I just honestly, I hope and I pray we can pull the performances together. Now, it feels weird constantly saying this. We need to pull the performances together. As I say, first half, and then it was second half before that. Now it's first half. Now let's try and put the full 90 minutes together, lads. All right, let's go for it now.
Exactly, that's the main thing, and hopefully that happens. But that's been the episode. We've talked about Everton, Hearts, Brøndby, St Mirren, and hopefully for the next 2 games we'll get some victories. But
hopefully, mate, hopefully. I just, as always, Jack, something I'd interesting tweet I was about to just say there as well. CJ Novo put it out, slot the man. But on about Defoe, Jermaine Defoe, honestly, if he was on the bench, that tap in's in, and I agree with him, that tap in would have been in the net if that was Jermaine Defoe. Still got his goals for last season on repeat. That is some of the best footballing goal, honestly.
He's a guy you're sort of considering now. If the ball's not going in the back of the net, you've got a natural born goal scorer sitting there. No matter what age he is, he's going to put the ball in the back of the net for you. Right. So maybe we've not seen him since the Dundee United game he came on. So don't know if he's just been focusing on his coaching or whatever, but we might need to rely on him sometimes, stick him on the bench every now and then. But we'll just need to wait and see. He's not in the Euro squad anyway, but maybe for Sunday we'll see. But that's been the episode. Hopefully two big wins, as would be kept on saying. I want to see this team kick on now, and hopefully we see that. But if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, it'd be much appreciated. Share if you're listening anywhere else, and we'll be back next week with another one. So see you later on.